and today I want to talk about my two dogs. This is Fluffy. He is 12 years old. We actually got him a few days ago, on I think the 9th, 12 years ago. He's a Yorkshire Terrier. And then there's Teddy. He's in front of the camera right now, and he's an Aussiedoodle. You can't exactly see him right now, but Teddy, come here. Come here. Yeah, there he is. Yeah. And today I want to talk about if it's better to get a puppy during the summer or if it's better to get a puppy during the winter. We got Fluffy, as it's his anniversary from when we got him. We got him in December as a little puppy, and we got Teddy in July. Yeah, I think July of this year. So Teddy's about 8 months old, and yeah, I want to talk about the differences of raising a puppy in the winter versus the summer when it's warm. So when we got Fluffy, I actually carried him in my tiny little hat. He was just such a tiny puppy. And the problem with getting him during the winter was that we couldn't really socialize him that well because in the year that we got him there was a lot of snow and we couldn't even go outside with him because, bless you, because the snow was higher than he was tall, and he was such a tiny little puppy that we didn't bring him out too much, only to, house train him. So we only really went outside with him to pee. And the problem is that puppies, their best time to socialize them is between, if I recall, between around 8 to 13 weeks. Yeah, you like that? And during that time when we got Fluffy in the winter, it was so freezing cold and there was so much snow that we just couldn't take him outside to meet other puppies and socialize him as well as we should have. So now today he doesn't get along well with other dogs, but it's been getting better since we got Teddy, because before, for 12 years he was alone. He was an only child in a way. So yeah, he got all the attention and stuff, and now he has to share it. But he's still very sweet and very attached to my mom because she was the one who raised him. Because obviously my brother and I and my dad, we were all at school and at work, so we weren't there, but she was stay-at-home mom and she raised him. So she was always there for him when he was just a tiny little puppy. So yeah, that's really the downside of getting a puppy in the winter. But there's actually an upside, which I've also heard from a few other people, that if you get a Teddy, if you get a puppy in the winter, some say that it's easier to house train them because they won't want to stay outside as long. So they'll just go outside, pee, and quickly want to come back in because, it's cold and stuff. So that's the upside, or can be the upside, but it doesn't have to be the upside of getting a puppy in the winter. Teddy, no. No, 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 no. Can you stop sniffing his butt so much? But because Fluffy wasn't socialized so well, he also had some difficulty getting along with Teddy at the start, and they still don't get along that well, but it's been getting a lot better over the weeks and months since they've been getting to know each other. The only problem is that Teddy is very, in a way, affectionate. He wants to always, as you can see, sniff him and play with him and do something with him, and Fluffy, he just wants to be left alone and have his peace. I mean, he's already 12, so he's already pretty old, so he just wants to be left alone. But Teddy always wants to play, and so that's kind of, that's kind of their conflict, I would say. Yeah. But then in comparison to that, Teddy, which we got this year, so he grew up during the warm months and summer. So we had plenty of opportunity to take him to the dog park, to meet other dogs and meet other people, and socialize him a lot better than we socialized Fluffy. And Fluffy was also our first dog, so we made a few mistakes with him, and yeah. It gets better with your second dog. Yeah. So when we got Teddy, at the start, of course, you can't take your dog out to meet other dogs before he has all his vaccinations. So that's something you have to keep in mind, but after that time has passed, it's probably, probably around, I don't know exactly, but like 10 weeks, around that time. And then he should have all his vaccinations by then, and then you can take him to the dog park, and yeah, I have treats in there. Then you can take him to the dog park and meet other dogs and people, and you have to also pay attention that you have your dog meet people with hats and umbrellas and all that jazz, because I know Teddy, the first time he met a person with a hat, he was very wary and a little bit scared and shy, and he didn't know what it was exactly. So he's kind of, I wouldn't say scared, but he's cautious of the unknown even now today. A few days ago, actually, my brother was home, and he was in his room and the door was open, and Teddy was sleeping here, and he could see into my brother's room, and my brother turned the light off, and so he was standing in complete darkness, just like a black figurine, and Teddy got pretty scared and immediately started barking at him and running towards him and stuff. And yeah, that's another example of Teddy being kind of scared, more cautious of the unknown. And he does the same with people in the dark, or people in the dark that have weird things about them. So if once there was a lady that walked by with an umbrella in the rain, and he was barking at her, but he wasn't actually barking at her, but he was more barking at the umbrella because he didn't know what that was yet. So it's better in the summer because there's more daylight, so your puppy should see things in daylight, because obviously they're less scary in the daylight, and in the winter it gets dark so quickly that it can be hard to get out every day in the morning, because it gets dark at like, I think at the peak it's like at 4-ish p.m. So yeah, if you are at work all day and want to go out for a walk in the evening and it's already dark, then that kind of sucks for socializing your dog well. So you have to take him in the morning. But as I said, in the summer it's a lot better, as there's a lot more light. And you also generally meet more people when there's daylight. So that's also better for socializing a puppy. Yeah, I know you want the treats. So yeah, personally I prefer to get a puppy in the summer again instead of in the winter, especially if you have a lot of snow where you live. But it also depends on your preference. If you really want to get a puppy for Christmas, obviously you can do that. If you want to get a puppy for your children or your spouse or yourself. But I think it's easier to raise a puppy and socialize a puppy well when you have more daylight to work with, and yeah, you can meet more people and other dogs. Yeah. You want to play? Yeah, so that's it. That's my thoughts on if you should get a puppy during summer or winter, or when it's more light or dark outside. And subscribe to my channel for videos every week, and I'll see you guys next week. Yeah. You wanna play? You wanna play?